There are moments in life that do not just happen, they are given. The message you are reading or hearing today is not an accident. It is a whisper from the divine, a signal from the unseen world that your path is being redirected. God said, "Congratulations, if you see this tomorrow, 11 November. And those words carry a deeper meaning than they seem, because Lenten 11 is not only a number, it is a reminder that the spiritual and the physical are aligning for you. That what you have prayed for in silence, cried for in secret, and worked for in faith is now beginning to unfold. But this message, my friend, comes with guidance. 4 key awakenings that you must embrace if you wish to understand why you were chosen to hear this today. When the alignment between your inner and outer worlds begins, life stops being random. It begins to reveal its rhythm, its quiet intelligence. This is what it means when we say God said, "Congratulations if you see this tomorrow, 11 November. Because for you to arrive at this exact moment, reading or hearing these words, something beyond coincidence has guided you here. The alignment has already begun, even if you cannot yet feel it. And this alignment, this sacred meeting point between your thoughts and your reality, is the essence of spiritual awakening. Most people live only in one world, the world that is visible. They wake, they work, they chase, and they sleep. They measure progress through results and validation. They believe that only what can be touched is real. But there is another world, a quieter one, the inner world. It is where your intentions live, where your energy breathes, where your unseen faith forms the architecture of your destiny. When the inner world and the outer world are out of balance, life feels like resistance. You try harder, but things slip away. You plan, but nothing flows. You speak, but your words feel empty. Yet when these two worlds come into harmony, you begin to experience a state where reality bends around your belief, where peace and purpose meet, and where doors open without force. To align these worlds is not a gift given to a few. It is a practice available to all. It begins with awareness. Every emotion, every thought, every word is energy, and energy is the language of creation. The universe is not responding to what you want. It is responding to what you are. When you live in anxiety, you attract confusion. When you live in gratitude, you attract abundance. This is not superstition, it is the law of resonance. The frequency you hold internally shapes the circumstances that manifest externally. Think of your mind as a garden and your outer life as the fruit that grows from it. You cannot plant seeds of doubt and expect a harvest of peace. You cannot fill your soil with bitterness and expect flowers of joy. God's alignment is not random luck, it is spiritual physics. You are the architect of the energy you emit, and that energy is building your tomorrows. If you are seeing this message on 11 November, it is because your frequency is calling for recalibration. You are being reminded to step back into alignment with truth, patience, and faith. To align your inner world, you must first understand what has been misaligned. Look honestly at your emotions. Are they grounded in fear or in faith? The things you complain about most are usually the mirrors of your inner imbalance. Every external chaos is a reflection of an internal storm. The world outside you is not punishing you, it is showing you where healing must happen. If you are surrounded by conflict, perhaps peace is missing within. If opportunities seem closed, perhaps you have closed your heart to possibilities. Life speaks to you through patterns, and those patterns repeat until they teach you. Many times, people say they want blessings, yet their thoughts reject them. They pray for abundance, but live in the frequency of lack. They pray for love, but dwell in the fear of rejection. They pray for peace, but feed on worry. Alignment cannot exist in contradiction. You cannot walk east and west at the same time. The mind must be still enough for the soul to lead, and that stillness begins when you stop fighting what already is. Acceptance is not defeat, it is clarity. When you accept, you stop wasting energy on denial. You see things as they are, And from that seeing, you begin to transform. The alignment of the inner and outer worlds happens when your heart and your actions speak the same language. When your intentions are pure, but your behavior contradicts them, you create resistance. You cannot ask for growth while clinging to comfort. You cannot ask for change while protecting your habits. The universe listens to truth, not to words. That is why sometimes silence is more powerful than prayer. Because alignment is not about how much you speak. It is about how deeply you live what you say. When you start to align, strange things begin to happen. You will notice coincidences. The right person calling at the right time, messages appearing when you need them, doors opening when you thought all were closed. These are not accidents, they are confirmations. They are signals that the divine is responding to your energy. And yet, alignment does not mean everything becomes easy. Sometimes, it means you lose things that no longer belong to the next level of your life. Sometimes, it means separation before elevation. The people, places, and routines that once defined your comfort may begin to fade. That is not punishment, that is preparation. When the inner world rises to a new vibration, the outer world must rearrange itself to match it. It can feel like loss, but it is really rebirth. You cannot become who you are meant to be while staying where you were comfortable. God said congratulations because He saw you endure the parts of your journey that were meant to purify your spirit. Every betrayal, every delay, every failure was a classroom. The pain was not breaking you, it was teaching you how to align with strength, with patience, with wisdom. In alignment, you begin to understand the difference between control and cooperation. You stop trying to force outcomes and instead learn to flow with timing. When you plant a seed, you do not dig it up every day to see if it is growing. You trust the soil, the rain, the sun. You trust the process. Similarly, alignment means you trust divine timing even when logic disagrees. You keep showing up. You keep tending to your garden. You let faith replace the need for proof. And then one day, without notice, you will wake up and realize that everything you prayed for has quietly grown roots beneath your feet. To align your energy is to live with intention. Begin each morning with gratitude, not complaint. Gratitude aligns the heart with abundance. When you focus on what is already working, you create space for more to flow. Speak consciously. Words are spells. What you repeat, you reinforce. When you say, "I am unlucky," you instruct your reality to comply. When you say, "I am becoming," you give the universe permission to unfold your becoming. Every sentence you speak is either closing a door or opening one. Choose wisely. Notice also the environment you keep. Alignment cannot survive in noise. Spend time in stillness, not to escape the world, but to hear the world through silence. Meditation, prayer, breathing. These are not religious obligations. They are practices of alignment. They tune your inner world to the frequency of peace. And when peace becomes your foundation, chaos loses power over you. You no longer react from fear, you respond from clarity. That is what true power is. Not control over others, but harmony within yourself. When alignment deepens, you begin to see the invisible thread connecting all things. You realize that what you once called coincidence is the choreography of destiny. You remember moments when you were delayed only to arrive at the perfect time. You recall doors that closed only to lead to the right one. You see how every experience was a brushstroke painting the larger picture. And you finally understand that your journey was never broken. It was unfolding in divine rhythm. God congratulates you because you did not let pain turn you bitter. You allowed it to refine you. You kept walking even when you could not see the road. That persistence, that unseen endurance, is the seed of alignment. You learned that the world outside you bends when you change what is within. You learned that power does not come from control, but from surrender. You learned that the most valuable victories are the ones no one sees. The moments when you chose peace over anger, Growth over pride, patience over panic. Now, as you step into this 11 November energy, understand that the alignment you seek is already happening. The divine does not wait for you to be perfect to bless you. It blesses you to remind you that you are ready. All you need to do is remain open. Let go of the idea that you must have everything figured out. Life does not need your control, it needs your cooperation. Align with what you know is right, even when it is not easy. Align with kindness, with humility, with service. Every act of goodness refines your energy and draws you closer to divine rhythm. So when you wake up and see this message, do not dismiss it as coincidence. Take a deep breath and say, I am ready to align. Allow this day, this number, this divine reminder to become a mirror of your readiness. Understand that every moment of your past, even the most painful, was guiding you to this realization that heaven's language is not spoken in words, but in alignment. You are now standing at a turning point where the unseen is beginning to meet the seen. The energy of faith you carried through your struggles is about to translate into form. The doors that once seemed silent will start to move. The right people will arrive, not by chance, but by vibration. The opportunities that felt delayed will appear, not randomly, but in divine timing. Because when your heart and your energy align with your purpose, creation itself rearranges to support you. Remember this truth: your life is not reacting to the world is reacting to your life. What you cultivate within becomes what you experience without. If you want peace, become peace. If you want strength, embody strength. If you want abundance, think and live abundantly. The alignment of inner and outer worlds is not magic, it is mastery. And mastery begins with mindfulness. Every thought is a seed, every emotion is water, every action is sunlight. Together, they form the garden of your destiny. So God says, congratulations if you see this tomorrow, because this message is not information, it is confirmation. Confirmation that your spirit has matured enough to understand that alignment is the bridge between prayer and manifestation. You are no longer chasing signs, you are becoming one. You are no longer begging for miracles, you are vibrating as one. The energy that once searched for proof now carries peace. The doubt that once clouded your vision is giving way to trust. Stand in this energy and remind yourself that nothing in your life is out of place. Everything that left was meant to clear space. Everything that stayed is meant to strengthen you. Everything that arrives will be a reflection of who you have become. Keep your heart clean, your faith strong, and your focus inward. Do not fear the silence, it is proof that alignment is working. Do not fear the wait, it is proof that timing is being arranged. When your inner and outer worlds finally move in harmony, you will no longer feel lost. You will no longer chase peace, you will carry it. You will no longer search for meaning, you will live it. And that, my friend, is why heaven congratulates you. Because you made it to the point where your energy, your awareness, and your destiny are finally speaking the same language. So when 11 November dawns, let it not just be a date on the calendar. Let it be a reminder that alignment is the true miracle. That every breath, every challenge, every lesson was never random. It was divine choreography preparing you for this moment of awakening. Breathe deeply. Feel the quiet harmony between your thoughts and your heartbeat. Feel the world around you respond. You are no longer separate from your path. You are the path. You are aligned. And because of that, everything you have been waiting for is already finding its way to you. Before every sunrise, there is a night so still that even time seems to pause. Before every transformation, there is a silence so heavy that it feels like abandonment. Before every miracle, there is a moment when nothing seems to move, when prayers echo unanswered, when effort feels invisible, and when the soul questions whether God still remembers its name. That is the silence before the breakthrough. And that silence, my friend, is sacred. When God said, congratulations if you see this tomorrow, 11 November. He did not only speak of blessings, he spoke of a process. He was saying, "Congratulations, because you have endured the silence." It is easy to keep faith when everything flows, but it takes a different kind of strength to keep walking when life